Another day, another company, another prop firm is going down. I'm honestly being a little bit tired of being the industry newsman for some reason for the last couple of videos I've been making explaining where this industry is going. And like I said, I'm no genius. I've seen all of this stuff before. So when it came to FTMO, MFF, TFF, they actually, because of their being their own liquidity providers, they got in trouble one way. Now we're getting that funding and engineer cut off their ties from their provider, FPFX, which is also an interesting the way it went down, because now FPFX is essentially, it owns a bunch of these white label prop firm companies that are not real prop firm companies. They're just great marketing companies. That's all they are. And nobody's going to tell you that. Well, except me. And FPFX, as much as they're saying that, oh, they caught him cheating and they caught him all that stuff, that's also nonsense to an extent. They knew about it before. I can probably get in trouble for saying that, but it's true. And the only reason they're throwing them under the bus right now is because FundedEngineer simply wanted to open up their own. They wanted to become their own backends, and they wanted to control full array vertically integrated all of their systems basically, and instead of licensing them from FPFX. And since they were cutting ties with the FPFX just decided to nicely throw them under the bus while looking like they're the white hat in the industry. Well, fuck him too, to be honest. And the reason why, like I said, nobody's telling you this. Well, this is inside scoop. So if I'm gonna get in trouble for that, I'm all doing it for you guys. So, but anyway, all that bullshit is it's bullshit. And the reason why it's bullshit is very simple. All these firms, they're licensing from each other, blah 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 blah, and they're not really being a prop firm at the end of the day. And how do you discern between a real prop firm and a fake prop firm? Well, it's very simple. Do they own their own backend? Do they own multiple brokers? Do they have multiple liquidity providers? And if the answer is no, and again, I'm tired of saying this, if it's a 20-year-old guy running the firm, run the fuck away from it, because no 20-year-old should know. It simply was not in the business, in the finance industry, to own a fucking prop firm. How do you not get that? He is simply licensing a lot of bullshit from other companies and making it seem like he owns something. They don't own shit, okay? And I don't know about even CEO of a FundedEngineer. Might have been a nice guy, whatever. But they definitely cross path with their licensee and licensor, and now they have a problem. And both of them are probably guilty of being dirty. And this is what happens. And what's interesting is what's going to happen next, which again nobody's going to tell you, is the FPFX owns a lot of these firms, okay? And a lot of firms decided, why am I going to share with the licensing, with the back-end partner who set me up in this business when they're essentially just a glorified marketing company, when I can own my own shit outright. And this is, so you're going to see FPFX white labels now from this point on just fucking going under. And well, if FPFX and Justin has any fucking brain cells, they probably wouldn't do it what they just did to begin with, but fine. So now all those white labels that are owned by, that are licensed their technology from FPFX, they're going to be thinking, oh, well, if Justin can do it to us, maybe we should get stop working with them. So the industry is going to undergo, let alone we have FTMO and MFF and TFF, they're big guys who have U.S. regulations looking at them. Now we have West Side, East Side beef going on with the fucking firms between themselves, between their the hierarchies of who licenses what from who. And I'll tell you, long story short, is very simple. I've been saying it all over and over and over again. Pick a firm that owns its own tech, not just licenses its own tech. Do they have their own backend? Are they home? Well, did they grow the company from within itself, right? Instead of licensing a piece here, a piece there, and then I'm just going to be a great marketing guy showing pictures of Lamborghinis, the proverbial bullshit Instagram marketing, right? And if the company is actually has multiple liquidity providers, it tells you right away that it's not owned by nobody, because I can make deals as a CEO of funding traders. I can make deals with whoever the fuck I please. Okay, I can have 20 different brokers supply me with their liquidity, so you guys can pick and choose the best one you prefer to trade with, whatever differences there, small differences honestly they have. And none of these white label companies can do that. They cannot have multiple liquidity providers, because they all have to go through Justin, okay, through FBFX. Maybe not anymore. Maybe he'll make those adjustments. But those are the ones who have a single liquidity provider. Those are probably firms that license their back end, and they're more of a marketing firm than they are a prop firm. All right, and sorry to say that there's probably a decent amount of these firms out there in the business, and slowly, as you can see, the shitty ones are being weeded out of the fucking park, you know, and that's a good thing, because at the end of the day, we're gonna have fewer companies, but those companies who survive the little regulation wars and all the other nonsense are the ones who are the best and the most honest and the most reputable ones. Okay, the strong will survive, and the ones that are around about 20-year-old kids jerking off somewhere, well, that's what happens. Not to be a critical judge on the 20-year-olds, but you know, it is what it is. You need to have certain life experience for you to do certain things, you know. And if you don't have enough trigger time, you just don't have enough trigger time. You know, if you go to the gym for one day, you're not gonna get buff, right? So if you need to put some reps in, and those reps are unfortunately in the financial world means you had to start somewhere between, all right, let's say you were in your late teens, and you have to have at least some 5-10 years on this earth doing that shit in order for you to be somewhat reputable in the business of at least of business of finance. Okay, so if you're a 19-year-old kid running a firm, sounds like bullshit to me. Okay, anyway, like I said, what do you look out for now? From now on, you look out for firms that only offer one liquidity provider. Look for a liquidity provider for multiple completely independent firms, and that's what we're offering 3. And we can offer more, but it just at a certain point it's like, why, right? What's wrong with the other 2? But if they only offer 1, I would ask questions. Next time you sign up with a firm, just straight up ask them: are you licensing your backend from somebody, or you're an actual firm that created its own, and you're doing you have your own business. You own your own business. At the end of the day, these firms don't own their own business, so they get into squabbles who they license shit from, and lo and behold, this is what you end up with when you have trades open, and voila, just like that, the licensor just turns off the licensee's feed, and you get a 404 error when you try to log in, right? So I'm sure, I think it's a disgusting situation anyway, how it shook out, because one firm, which is not that clean, throwing another firm, which is not that clean, under the bus, making it look like they're all doing the world a favor. In reality, both firms should probably fucking go out of business, but that's my 5 cents. Again, everything said in this motherfucking video is alleged and all just guesstimates and schmestimates and whatever, you know, so don't call me, don't ask me stupid questions, don't comment, I don't want to comment on anything. I gave you something interesting, take it as it is. I know nothing, and blah, 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 for all the legal reasons, fuck you.